Hi students, welcome back. This is Plus 2 Computer Science, Chapter 7, Part 4 video. Before getting into the video, please do subscribe. In the previous topic, we have discussed about anonymous function and the return statement. And today in this class, you're going to learn about scope of variables. And we do have two types of scope of variables, that is local scope and global scope. So let's see what is meant by scope. Scope of variables refers to the area where you can refer or use the variables, that is known as scope of variables, which means it is the existence of the variables. Lifespan of the variable is actually called as scope of variable. And we can also say that scope holds the current set of variables and their values. For example, if you are going to declare a variable within a function, that function block will hold all the set of variables and their values which are declared inside that. That is actually called as scope of variables. So we do have two types of scopes. First one is local scope and the second one is global scope. So let's see with an example. Okay, now this is Python online compiler and here we do have an example for local scope and it is based on function block. Now look at this program. The name of the function is local, that is LOC, that is the name of the function. Inside the function we do have a variable declared. Now this variable is said to be local scope. So a variable declared inside the function's body or in the local scope, it is known as local variable, local scope. Okay, now let's see the program. Here we have a function block where one variable is given and one print statement is there. Now outside this block we do have function called statement. So these are the lines of program. Now let's see the rules of writing local variable. A local variable should be within a function block. It should be defined within a function block. And the variable which is declared inside the function block is said to be local scope. And the lifetime of this local scope is only during the execution of this function block. So that is the lifetime of the local scope. And let's see the output first so you will be very clear. We do have one print statement. Let's call the function. Let's run this program. You see we got the result as 10. Any number you can assign. So let's try to print this variable y outside the function block and let's check what happens. Okay, so execute this program. So we got error message, that is y is not defined. It says that y is not defined. So here in this program variable y is defined within a function block and it cannot be accessed outside the function block. So these are the main rules. I repeat once again. A local variable should be declared within a function inside the function. That is rule number 1. And rule number 2, it should be accessed within a function. That is inside the function itself, it should be invoked. Because outside the function, it is an unknown memory space. And also this variable will be existing only during the execution of this particular function block. And even the arguments will become as local to the function. For example, let's introduce the variable here. I'm just writing y variable there and let's remove this local scope and I have a print statement y. Now in this function call, let's insert the value. You can write any number there and let's invoke this. Look at this number 11 is printed and this error statement is for this print y. Let's remove this print. Now let's run the program. Look at the answer 11. So this argument, this 11 also turns local to this particular block. That is what the final rule. So among all this we do have three main rules. First one, it should be defined inside the block or inside any function block. It should be accessed inside function block, and even the argument turns local to the function. Okay, now this is the program for global scope. A variable with a global scope can be used anywhere in the program. So it should be defined outside any function block. That is called as global variable. So look at this program. We have declared a variable c equal to 1. So this variable is not inside any block of statement. So it is meant as global variable. And we do have a function block, and inside the function block we have called the variable c in print statement, and this is function call statement. So let's execute this program. So look at this variable 1, that is variable c's value is printed, and you can use this variable c outside the function block also. So let's try that. Now let's execute this program. Look at this. Twice it is printed, which means we do have to print statement. So we do have certain rules for writing global variable. Rule number 1, you should declare a variable outside all the function. That is the way to declare global variable. This is the first rule. And in case if you are going to declare a variable inside a function block, and if you want to declare that as a global variable, then according to rule we should use the keyword global. This is compulsory. So let's declare a variable y, and you are supposed to assign the value for this. So let us assign some value, and let's print y. Okay. So this is the rule number 2. If you're going to declare a variable inside the function block, and if you want to declare it as global, then we are supposed to use global keyword. So let's run this program. Look at this. So function call statement is executed first. So we got the result here. Function call is the first statement, and it gets into the function block, and y is the first print statement, that is variable y is printed first, that is 5, and the global variable c is printed next, and once again it is printed. That is why we get this answer 511. So this is global variable. And here if you are going to declare any variable without the keyword, then it is said to be local variable. So let's execute that also. Look at this. So for global variable, if you're going to declare a variable outside all the function blocks, then the keyword is not compulsory. By default, it is said to be global variable. So that's all for today. You can execute the program which is given in your textbook. Try all the program with online compiler. That's all for today. Thank you.